Okay. Well, again, as Tina mentioned, a big thank you to our panelists, as well as Tina herself for moderating. I believe it was a really, really insightful panel that delved way deeper than just the question at hand. So that was amazing to witness and amazing to discuss, learn, and hear. So we have actually arrived at the end of the first day of our Metta convention. So before we, wrap up and finish off, I would first like to invite Venerable Upekkha to provide us with a closing message for today.
All right, so maybe we'll start by just being quiet for a few moments. How about that? So many words. So can you hear me? Okay, well, so we'll just close our eyes. And just allow ourselves to turn off our brains. And go back into ourselves, into our own bodies, sitting here right now. Allowing ourselves to integrate all that we have heard, thought about, integrate it into this body and mind. Allowing ourselves to relax deeply, or at least a little bit. And appreciate the presence of everyone in this room, everyone who has contributed. Okay, so I'll just end with a few words. You can open your eyes. Yeah, so I'm Ayya Upekkha, and I'm from Santi Forest Monastery in the Southern Highlands of New South Wales. So I was born in Sri Lanka, but like many of the venerables here and people in the audience, I grew up in a country and in a society very different to the one that my parents and grandparents knew. So going to school in rural New Zealand, in the 1980s. I was the only brown kid in my class, and I think probably the only Buddhist in my entire school, possibly. But today, I don't have to explain to anybody that Buddhism is a major world religion. And I am so grateful that I can walk down the streets of Sydney proudly as a fully ordained Buddhist, Theravada Buddhist nun, which wasn't the case in the 1980s. Yeah. So what is happening today and what the Metta Center is doing is extraordinary and actually unique, because we have come here together, so many shades of skin color, so many shades of monastic robe, many rivers, one ocean. And we have come here for one reason and one reason only, for us who have dedicated our lives to it, to share the Dhamma, because we know that it is the most precious gift in the world. Last week, I was at a Katina ceremony of a Sri Lankan bhikkhuni, Ayya Metta Vihari, and it was held at Dhamma Home. And those of you from Sydney, Dhamma Home is a space dedicated for Dhamma by Tammy, who is Vietnamese. And when we thanked her for allowing us to use that beautiful space, she said, "No, thank you." And she said it this with such sincerity. "Thank you for giving me the opportunity, because I do this out of gratitude, because the Dhamma has changed my life." So the Buddha, he spoke the language of the people of the land. And that is what we are doing here today. We read our own scriptures in Pali, Sanskrit, Chinese, Tibetan, Sinhalese, and when I was a young person, I thought it was irrelevant. But today in Sydney, 2025, as Buddhists, what the Metta Center is doing, what we are doing, is making the Dhamma relevant. Making the Dhamma the most precious gift available free of charge to the people of Sydney and from around the world. So today we have heard from many extraordinary, awesome speakers, and many points to consider and tools to help us to navigate our life in a world that is so desperately seeking happiness, but looking for it in the wrong place. The Dhamma, the truth, is more important than ever before. So we heard from many speakers. Ones that stand out to mind is Robina. She's gone. Who so real. The work she does is so inspiring, but reminded us that this compassion fatigue is our own aversion and suffering. Oh my God, what a revelation. Well, I think I knew that anyway, but anyway, how I know for sure. And Joan Halifax, who reminded us that the Buddha was a social activist. So for us living in the forest quietly. And Bante, for reminding us not to buy into those stories that the world tells us, and to tell ourselves a better story. And to Bante Joe, he's also gone, for reminding us the effort that our forefathers put in, which might be what is required of us. I'm not sure. Anyway, that is our inheritance as monastics. So those are things that stuck in my mind. But thank you. Thank you to Metta Center. Thank you to so many volunteers for so many hours put in after work, between commitment to families, and for the many things, booking venues, flights, accommodation, caterers, transport, designing leaflets, printing flyers, thousands of details that I know are required for an event of this scale. So Sin must receive like 100 text messages in a day, I think. I'm not sure, maybe 100, but every time he replies to me, I feel like I'm the most important person coming to this event. So yeah, thank you for the incredible dedication. And it has been completely free of charge. In the last few years, I've been with a friend of mine in the UK who has been trying to set up a Bhikkhuni monastery in the UK. And actually, it was impossible to organize an event without having to charge a small fee. So thank you, Metta Center, for pulling this off. Yes. And thank you for bringing us together, because actually I remember a simile that I heard from Thich Nhat Hanh, I think, that it was a simile about crossing an ocean. Crossing an ocean. Crossing the ocean, you can do so, you do it in a raft, and you can do it by yourself. But a small raft is fragile and can capsize easily in the ocean. Or you can do it in a great ocean liner. And an ocean liner has many people in it. It is large, it's steady, and it does not capsize easily. So what the Metta Center has created is an ocean liner, bringing the people from many rivers together to cross the ocean of samsara. And we do it with so many spiritual friends here today. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you at the center, and look forward to seeing you all here tomorrow. Thank you.